two. All right, we are live. All right, let me try it again. Would you want to know how to attract high paying clients and an easy formula to implement that? So, this is what we're going to talk about in this episode. We're going to talk about what high ticket, what offer can be considered as a high ticket offer. We're also going to talk about what is going on in organic content marketing in social media platforms and really talk about effective social selling strategies. So, if you're new to me, my name is Eugene. I specialize in organic content marketing and high ticket sales. And I work with coaches, with mentors, strategists, and service providers. So, um, I would like to really break down our session today in what is high ticket offer, and I would like us to start think about in terms of a funnel. Not in a funnel is not a software, and a funnel is not a fancy shiny object that a lot of entrepreneurs will purchase. Like a funnel is literally how people come to your ethos. And when we think about a funnel, when we think about how people come to our ethos, it's more so how we create community. So before we dive into it further, I have an exciting announcement for you. I have a podcast. I have a podcast. So today I share a post on my LinkedIn, and yesterday I share like in my stories a link to my podcast. So this episode will be available on podcast because I was thinking I create a lot of video content and people like that, but not everybody has the time or really the access to video content, or maybe because it is the time, maybe because it is just the platform. I know I personally listen to my YouTube videos, not my YouTube videos, but when I'm on YouTube, I'm listening to YouTube videos. So I decided, no, but I have YouTube Premium, so I decided to really make a podcast. So let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. What is a high ticket offer? So, really, like when I started, like, and I think it is important to I think it is important to be really clear about definitions because when I started my business, when I started entrepreneurship, I followed a few business mentors online, really brilliant business mentors, and they were talking about high ticket offer. They were talking about high ticket offer, and um, back then I was a software engineer and in tech space in software industry, people get paid really well, really well. So back then I thought like, well, like for me, like, well, if we were talking about high ticket offer, it's probably $6,000, but in reality, this is how I define high ticket offer. A high ticket offer is an offer that costs anything from 2,500 is on the very low end, all the way up to like $10,000 or $12,000. After that, I would consider it as ultra high ticket offer or flagship offer. So this is what I consider high ticket offer. So let's talk about the funnel. Let's talk about the funnel. How, like, what is the easiest funnel to implement right now, to implement in 90 days, especially if you're starting out, especially if you are new to social media. What social media platform is more user friendly for you as a creator? And also, if you're targeting higher prices, if you would like to charge higher prices, where people with higher income are at and what platform is really more so will allow you to create a community. So I don't know about you. I know that there are a zillion ways to make $1 million. And I know people who create their funnels on Instagram, on Facebook, on other platforms, or strictly on YouTube. For me personally, when I started my business, I went all in on LinkedIn, and I already had my audience on YouTube. So I was not new to LinkedIn, I was not new to YouTube, but I was a new entrepreneur. That was the first time I really went forward with my offer, and I really started talking about um my offer that I was offering, and I was promoting my career services, my career coaching services for software engineers. And this is what I noticed. This is what I noticed. People who followed me on YouTube, they would connect with me because they knew me, and people would connect with me on LinkedIn through YouTube. And that was an interesting dynamic, right? Because I already had like a group of software engineers who would come to my live streams on YouTube, who would come to my live streams on other platforms. But really, well, I remember one conversation. I went live. I started doing live streams, and we're gonna talk about strategies a little bit later in the stream. So like, stay tuned. We're gonna break down the funnel, how exactly it is done. So I started doing live streams, and one of someone from my audience sent me a message, and that person said, "I've been following you for 5 years, and is you like really your transformation in your career is is absolutely amazing. I'm just at the beginning w- of my tech career, and I need a mentor, and I need guidance. I don't want to get stuck in my career. I want to move forward, and I want to move forward faster." And I asked that person, where did you find me? Oh, like, I'm on your YouTube. I watch all of your videos, and I follow you on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn and YouTube. I'm gonna preface you with that. If you are at the beginning of your entrepreneurial journey, it is good to even start with one platform where you build a community. And it's always good to have a secondary like backend platform. And when you think about your platform, it is really important to think about platform where you can organize community, because right now this is what's going on social media right now. This is what's going on social media right now. There's so much content out there that people are getting tired of content, that people are trying to consume less content. And it's a real problem if we're doing organic content marketing. So, really, like, shifting our perspective from how do I post more? How do I push more? How do I create a reel? Do I create a short video? Do I create a written post? Do I create a picture? Like, think about how do I organize my community? And by the way, I created a checklist how to do that. I created a checklist, and you can find the checklist in the show notes if you're listening to this episode on the podcast. If you are live, or if you are on YouTube, if you are on LinkedIn, you can find that link in the comments, and you can download the checklist. And at the a little bit at the end of my live stream, I will show you what this checklist looks like. But the first thing is to really understand where like I think the first step is really understanding your audience. Who are you talking to? Who is your who are you targeting? Because when we're thinking about, like, and I think it is a topic for another live stream, when we're thinking about prices and we're thinking about our businesses, you most likely don't have a team. You most likely don't have a team. You don't have operational capacity for a lot of clients, right? But you want to be profitable. How to be profitable when you're a solo entrepreneur. When you're a solopreneur, raise your prices, go high ticket route with fewer clients. Because again, like, is it possible to make $1 million and above with low ticket offer? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's like, you can go high ticket, you can go low ticket, but uh, it's different. Like, first of all, it's a different buying psychology. The marketing for both offers is exactly the same. The mark the I would say the level of effort that you have to put into your marketing, into like connecting, building your community, expanding your audience, it's exactly the same. And I would argue for low ticket offer, in order to make it profitable, you have to have very decent community, very decent network, very decent network. Because entrepreneurs in tech space that I know who sell low ticket offer, and low ticket offer is anything um, below $2,500, they all have massive following on YouTube. They all have massive following on other social media platforms. They can afford it, so they have the attention. When you're starting out as an entrepreneur and you don't have the whole lot of attention, you need, like, you within 90 days, hopefully you will see some progress. People start paying money for your services, and high ticket offer, and it is one of the I don't want to say fastest, but it is one of the simplest routes to make your business profitable. That was true for me. That was true for me. And when people give me an objection like, but people not gonna pay me $2,500. People are not gonna pay me $5,000. People are not gonna pay me $12,000. I would say it is false. It is a mindset issue. It is your relationship with money. And one thing that is important to understand, we shouldn't project our limitations on our customers. So the first thing is a community, building your community, speaking to your people so they can understand you. This is where the funnel, like LinkedIn and YouTube funnel, works really well together. Because YouTube is a search engine. YouTube can push your content if you post the right type of content. And I'm going to talk about the right type of content that you should be posting right now. YouTube will push it to your audience. And this is where the magic happened. Like, people see you, people connect with you, people see you, people probably explore your YouTube page, especially if you are popping up like more and more and more and more, and they connect with you. You resonate with them. They might connect with you on LinkedIn. That happened to me. That happened to me. So, but majority of people, majority, like, when you like imagine there are thousands of people posting content, thousands. Now, every single audience, no matter if it is more sophisticated audience or a less sophisticated audience, active audience, not active audience, they have several stages of awareness. That is really important to understand. Majority of your people are not aware or unaware. They unaware of you, and they unaware of the problem that you're solving. Also, in order to make that funnel work, in order to make LinkedIn, YouTube funnel really work really well for you, what you need to do, you need to speak, you need to meet where the people are at. You need to speak the language that your people are speaking. You need to, like, because a lot of the time, this is something that I notice with my clients. What they think their problem is not really their actual problem. And you have to address that. You have to meet them where they're at. And 90%, 80, 90% of your customers, they are really not aware of the problem. How do you form your community and help your community to diagnose their problem? How do you guide them from like, oh, that's what the problem is at. Oh, okay. Like how do you challenge them? Because when it comes to high ticket sales, one of the sales models that I implement is the challenger sale model. And the challenger sale model, it goes beyond just a sales call. In fact, your sales, if you're no matter if you're selling high ticket offer, low ticket offer, your sales process starts from the moment people land on your social media page. It can be your ad, it can be your social media page. So people start exploring. And if you're not clear in your messaging, what you're about, what problem you're solving, and how what people can get from you by following you, by connecting with you, by sending you a message, by starting a conversation with you, if you're not clear at the get-go, that is the problem. And this is where the messaging comes in into your funnel, because you can post on LinkedIn all day long. You can post on YouTube every day. In fact, shorts are very hot right now. Listen, I started posting shorts and my views increase, right? It's really, really hot. So you can do the same thing, but if your content is not hitting home, if your content is not driving your audience home, then it's going to be really hard for you to really make that connection. And on LinkedIn, right? So they let's say they can come from either like you networking on LinkedIn, you should expand your audience every single day. And this is what I tell my clients, you should add about 10, 20 people every single day, every single day, every single day. But again, there's another problem. Just today, I always talk to my audience. I always talk to my audience. Just today, I was talking to somebody in the DMs, and that person said, "Well, I think my reach is lower on LinkedIn. I don't know why." Again, when like it's really important to shift our focus from, okay, how much content do I post? Or we think that we need to post more. We think we need to push more. But in reality, and in my checklist, I'm explicitly telling you how to form that community. So go to the comment section or to the show notes and download that checklist. In reality, people crave connections because there's so much content, and creating even more content, it just won't solve the problem. You can create, like I post 5 days a week on LinkedIn, 5 days a week, more or less, right? Sometimes more, sometimes less. It depends on what content season I'm in. And content seasons are a totally different topic for a little bit different live streams. So, but again, in order for people to start watching your content and get tractions, you have to give back. You have to give. You have to give to your community, right? And how can you give to your community? By interacting with their comments, by interacting with their DMs, by starting conversations, because your content doesn't matter if it doesn't hit home. You must know what your people are thinking about. How do you know what your people might be thinking about? Through conversations. Through conversations. So, and this is where you, like, at the awareness stage, you help them to diagnose their problem. And then at every single point of awareness, people have thoughts, people have beliefs, and people make decisions based on those beliefs, right? How do you shift their beliefs and how do you shift their perspectives uh, through your content? This is essential to understand. This is like, if you don't take anything out of this episode today, it is essential to understand that you should focus on forming your community first and provided posting content to really help people to become aware of you and become aware that they have a problem. Help them to diagnose the problem that they're having. And then that funnel that you see probably on a thumbnail if you're on YouTube, or previously when if you sign up for this line for this event, you probably saw like that thumbnail with the big funnel and YouTube and LinkedIn right side by side. Then that funnel will work. Then that funnel will work. So, and when we're speaking to people and when we're meeting people where they're at, then we start seeing traction. Also, um, today, I think yeah, today, in my stories on Instagram, I talked about how we so focus on our businesses, we're so self-centric rather. We're so self-centered, we're so centered on our offer, on our business. We think about like, okay, if I tell them what I'm offering, they probably would want to buy. But in fact, people want to know more about you. How are you unique? Because let me tell you something. My most performant posts on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook. We're not going to talk about Facebook. Um, those are posts that are personal. Those are posts that are personal, like the post that I posted on Mother's Day, how I haven't seen my mom for 11 years. I posted my divorce and how I got remarried, how we got remarried, and really what it did in my life and in my business and the transformation that I went through. That was really performative. That was not performative. That was performing really, really well. So that was the key. But again, like you might be thinking, like, well, how do I connect my personal story with the business? You built your business, right? And people want to know you, right? People want to know you. So in my personal posts, it's not just like, hey, I went on vacation, that's my pictures. Hey, I got married. No, I'm telling my story. I'm sharing my story because those significant events that affected my life so drastically that I started my business. And that was because of very personal events in my life, right? And those posts are like people start engaging. There are more engagement there. There are more engagement there. Like I'm gonna give you a social media hack, really quick social media hack. Uh, when you post a post that people are engaging with, like they're commenting, they're liking it, maybe they're stopping and like listening to what you're saying, if it is a video or maybe it's a photo, then any platform, majority of the platforms, they will push your other content to the people. If you're messaging to the people, they will most likely see there's a very high chance that they are going to see your content as well. And then that funnel that we were talking about, LinkedIn and YouTube will work well. But your content must stand out. Your content must be at the level of awareness of your uh, audience. Your content must be at the level of your audience. And as you're watching me on social media, let me know if the concept of the client awareness is new to you. Let me know if it is like if that concept of customer awareness is new to you. I would like to know. I would like to know also, like as you're listening to this episode, as you're watching this live stream, or like listening to this podcast episode, if you have a question about, okay, like how do I know the level of awareness of my customers? Send me a message, send me a DM because I would like to chat with you. Also, um, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show something with you. Show something to you. I cannot speak today, y'all. So I created this checklist. So I created this checklist. So if you go to my comment section on LinkedIn, on YouTube, you're gonna see this. You're gonna see the link, and you will get this checklist. And this is the four easiest steps that I created, and not just four easiest steps, but you can also plan your vision, right? You can also not necessarily journal, but like really like document the level of awareness of your customers right here and then. Like you can just write down the ideas, the levels of awareness, and how you can diagnose their problem, right? Then I'm talking about how to build your audience. This is exactly what I've done in my business. So I highly recommend you to go to my comment section, go to the show notes, and download this checklist. Then we're talking about how to start a conversation, and we're closing with a consultative sales, high ticket sales framework. So this is what you're going to get in my free download. So and like this is simple. Listen, entrepreneurship is not easy, but it can be simple and it can be done. It can absolutely be simple and it absolutely can be done. Those are four steps that I had to master in my business to get traction in my business. Those are exactly four steps that every client in my program is going through, right? They're putting their LinkedIn in order, they're building community, they're posting content at the right level for awareness, they're learning content sales, they're learning content sales, like content marketing, social selling techniques. So like and that is really important. All right, I have a comment on LinkedIn. I'm familiar with the customer journey and working on making sure that my people understand that I understand their journey, but my goal is to spend more time on outreach every day. Yes, that is absolutely spot on. Because yes, content is important. 100% content is important. But like really understanding the customer journey is essential. And I'm gonna share something with you. So one of my clients, we I reach out to her and we started conversation in the DM. And the conversation was rolling, everything was great. And at some point, we really landed on a pain point. And it was not just like a casual conversation, like pain point. It was just like a pain point. I cannot sell. I cannot sell my high ticket offer. My offer is at my offer is five figures and I cannot sell it. What do I do? So at that point, I invited my client to a consultation with me, and my client decided to work with me. And well, during my onboarding call, I always ask people what content resonated with you that I post. And my client really shocked me. She said, "No, it wasn't the content. It was the conversation. It was the fact that you reached out to me, you started talking to me, like you weren't selling, like you really challenged my assumptions, you really challenged my beliefs, and that what helped me to buy. In fact, I don't think I've seen any of your content. And my client just now started noticing my content. Crazy, right? And it's not a lot of business coaches won't tell you that. Like this is like we have this notion online that you should post more, you should go live. You absolutely should post. You absolutely should go live. You absolutely should do all of the activities 100%. But outreach, outbound leads, when you are reaching out to them, if you're not a big name, if you don't have the magnitude that Tony Robbins, other big names have, then outreach is going to be one of your funnels, DM funnels, right? And then I don't know how social media works. Maybe Siri is like I am an iPhone user. I use like the Siri is what I use. So maybe Siri is listening and looking. But then once I connect it with that person, let's say on LinkedIn, all of a sudden I start noticing their content on YouTube. All of a sudden I see their like recommendation in podcasts. And then I start connected with them, and then I'm somehow on their email list, right? I might sign up for something meaningful, and and this is what I see. Yes, I have to remember that online relationship building is very similar to in-person networking. Yes, yes. N- Uh, Online networking doesn't have to be awkward. It's just a conversation. It's just a conversation. And then, by the way, this is something that I want to clarify, especially for my LinkedIn audience. When I say start a conversation, send a DM, it's not like, hey, I'm a high ticket sales coach, and I can help you to sell your high ticket offer. If you sell offer between 2,500 to $12,000, let's have a chat and see how we can work together. And this is not it. It's a pitch slap. What I mean by that, we start a conversation, like genuine conversation. Sometimes that conversation may not go anywhere. Literally, I just spoke to one of my clients, and my client asked me like, "Okay, I have a conversation in my DM, but like my person is not responding to me." Like, well, like hold on, like what would you do in real life? You probably would follow up later, right? Or maybe they know that you can help them and solve their problem, but they're not just ready to deal with that right now. So what would you do if you are talking to a person and they go quiet? You might change the subject. You might ask a question in a different way. You might just, like do something different or like take a breather, take a break, right? Not like that's uncomfortable for everyone. Uh, you never start a conversation with someone in person like that. Yes, you would never start a conversation with a person like on the streets, like, hey, do you need a website? Hey, I'm a coach. Like, I can coach you right now how to build a business. Do you have a business? No? Like, oh, like, why don't you have a business? Like, let's have a business. Like, what can you do? What can you do? Like, I don't know, approach like a clerk in Target. So, hey, like you can be a sales coach. Now you know how to sell. So, and you can sell your services for $2,500. They will look like me like I'm crazy, right? this saying, this saying, like online, it's easier for us to scroll and block and move away, right? In real life, people would just look at us weird. And this is exactly how people are looking at us behind the screen. So yes, absolutely appreciate that. I appreciate that insight. We have to start a conversation. Yes. And yeah, reeks of desperation, right? Well, don't. Here's the thing. Here's another sales lesson for you. When you need a sale, you won't get one. When you need a sale, you won't get one. And it's important to release, to lean back and deliver value. Because when you don't need a sale, you will get a sale. Because like, and this is something that people feel on energetic level. People feel like energetically, oh, they need me. Like as soon as your prospect feels that they need you and that you need them more than they need you, like you lost a sale. You absolutely lost the sale. So lean back, don't be desperate. And sometimes people ask me like, but if I am desperate, if I do need a client, if like I like what do I do with that? This is what I do. I visualize their transformation and I make it about them and not about me. I make it about them and not about me. And this is why I say sometimes, listen, in early stages, uh, I understand you want to run your business. I understand you want to be full time on your business, but like trying to match the income with your business first. Because when you don't need when you don't need a sale, you will get a sale. But when you're desperate, when you're acting from the lack mindset, people feel it. Like people hear it in your voice, people see it in your body language, people feel like I don't know about you, but I can feel the energy through my text messages. I don't know how it works. Like maybe it's a little bit of woo woo, but I can feel the energy in my text messages that it is, oh, like that person is angry or that person is desperate or that person is not doing well. Like I don't know how to pinpoint that, right? Like for example, um this is an example of the of one of the DM conversations, and like I will paraphrase that like a lot, right? And I don't want to call anybody out. um I don't need anything. I'm doing so great in my business that I don't need anything. I don't need anyone. And that was a response to a message like, hey, like happy to connect with you. Like, what goals do you have for 2024? Like, what did I say? And but this is like that can be also cry for help, right? And this is where you lean back, you give them space, and this is where your content starts working because you you exchange messages. Most likely that person will see your content, and your content, if it is at the right level of awareness, will do the job. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate your engagement. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate you coming to my live streams. Like so lovely to see you. And definitely grab the checklist because this is valuable, y'all. Like four easy steps that you can implement right now. And if you're consistent with those four steps, you might get a sale. Literally. I want you, I want you to win. I want you to win. So, all right. Thank you so much. I will see you later. And as always, my DMs are open. Connect with me on all social media platforms. And later, I can never know how to handle live streams or podcasts. Bye, y'all.